Cup number 3. But we are very, very close to being ready to get into this pretty interesting game here between... I was kind of expecting both of these. I wasn't really expecting Overpass to come that of choice. So this was a bit of a these teams have to offer. Obviously, just looking through the lineups quickly, you might notice something slightly different over on the left outside as a last second stand-in. Go. However, hopefully it won't be too much longer. Looking at the Epsilon side of things, the name that really stands out is Blame. Incredible at this sort of level of frags in general. He's since Smooya left, and he wasn't on my radar as an up-and-coming, proven himself against LeftOut. Obviously got the more experienced names. They've got Scream and XMS as experience, but they've also got a bit of a mix of a couple of up-and-coming players. Seeing Radafaction on the Norwegian, they didn't make it through, but he was definitely... Nukia has definitely been around the Lithium. Two of the up-and-coming players from their regions, and they get a chance. Really cool. Break out, but into a Euro, we'll see if they find success. It's fair to say LeftOut are probably considering they've got the stand-in situation. We'll see how they work around that, because team play is really important. So we will be... Again, I was also surprised to see Epsilon decide to play and make this one of their maps recently. They've been playing it a fair bit. LDLC. See, they've been in good form recently. Epsilon, they should probably... They will be switching, and we will be... Now, I remember casting this LeftOut team at the EU Minor. Their T side, they dropped a Desert Eagle over towards Scream. And obviously, this is a slightly different lineup now. And taken in a few new players, but I could definitely... Looks like we're just going to have 8 before we actually get into the game. Both of these teams have to offer on Overpass. That's the biggest surprise for me, the fact that a more loose map, like maybe a Dust 2 or a Cache. I know that Epsilon like to play Mirage, but because it's probably Epsilon's... It's also nice to see Epsilon with just having different players in sticking together, and that gives them a better improvements. They can start to work on their team play, and start to actually practice as a lot easier to find success. So I wonder who's going to be AWPing for this team. However, I don't think either of them left out, but they definitely don't have to run an AWP on Overpass. Sniper, then they might as well pick it up. We just had a brief break to let LeftOut in that dig as of yet. Again, Crystal buying up the nades, and they Epsilon. DJL is going to have DJL ready with a smoke. Quick 1-for-1 trade in towards mid, but just getting picked apart one by one. Easy for Nukia to win this. Gets the first right now. Still just trying to dance around the pin to take a one-on-one fight. Ready for the trade, and Eps chimes in with a frag each. First round win. Single flashbang for LeftOut. Players positioned towards B. Rotates a relatively easy cleanup. 1 kill found by Esset. Crystal with the teaser playing from, or he's just calling out his team. Only 1 player holding over towards... well-timed nade, but Scream is... Looks like Scream is just going to be on the lurk. The team will push in towards A, and that's a well-timed opening kill. Crystal finds the head of Crucial into this round, and it pays off man advantage, and there's only 1 CT. DJL is about to have plenty of players, much cover to work with. Radafaction, and at this point, Epsilon are 1-for-1 trade over towards Monster to save this AK. Really there, so I would probably... I think Epsilon, as long as they save this AK, they're going to start to push forwards towards this position. Does to a force buy from Epsilon buy, but like full rifles on their side. Again, Scream getting aggressive through Mon. Looks like he just wants to again put some presence towards B, called to use some nades, and that has really see Epsilon very focused towards stop the push there from Scream. Left the A side of the map, although the bot to see any early aggression. Interesting setup from Epsilon. You can see Crucial trying to cause issues. Gets a double spray down. His open arms. Back over towards B is where the bomb is positioned. Towards Monster, this is not going to be an easy one. DJL. He can actually get the bomb planted now. Ace for Scream to win this one will be coming through. So an extra 800. They're still going to go for it, but it ends. Nuke stuck with the pistols, and in some of the opening trades, it's not completely out of the question that they could win this round. An AK, you've got to be at least some holding connector. He is very alone here. Blame F still stuck in connector. Overwhelm him, but they're not putting too much Blame F, and still LeftOut not able to find his position. So that he takes a ton of damage in the LeftOut side of things. At least brings it back to AK from connector, but he does just going to move over to Scream's position, and I assume, yeah, Scream's going to give, he has the health. Ooh, looks like XMS lost the Epsilon firmly in the... With a 4-1 lead, they're foot down on the economy of Left. We'll see LeftOut try and stick together and potentially overwhelm an opponent. Crucial still in an aggressive position. Around, Crucial goes down in the meantime, is able to get an AWP into his hands. Surreal sitting in connector, but he won't emerge through the smoke just yet towards this A bomb site, but it's a pretty well set up hold from spots them out. Crucial can push up, going to be all that easy. They'll land the refrag. Fry. Oh my god, again pushing through mid. DJ now left alone towards A with any further risks. Decides to LeftOut safely. And Crucial, unlike from behind, both having to be LeftOut taking this one. Then Makalele is having just went pushing through Monster V4. He's going to peek with the AWP. Crystal Hungry just won't be happening. And that leaves an all terror to get the bomb plant. SMS is able to get another kill. Enough control towards the site. And you can see right now, if they'd have got the bomb plant over the T for another pistol round. So they can at least take some long range. Again, Epsilon kind of shows how close some of these... A 7-2 lead. Away for the second, and the push isn't that one. Crystal going to try and go with both, and the flank will come out, bring it into a 3 that looks somewhat okay for them. We'll see if that's the case again. Again, we're going to see the mixed team go for a pretty similar setup. In the meantime, over towards A long. Blame F is it could be crucial to get the round. Molly, a lot of utility for this attempt and money into the next round. So DJL will get back to safety. Name is going to be said for this one. How's a good chance for him to open a round? If we are going to see Scream again, trying to see if he can pull this one back into the full. Do so. Scream here to back him up, but again, the faction is also going to double. They did a really good job at that. It turns for that is very costly for Left to win this round. LeftOut wouldn't reach, could absolutely exactly what those AWPs need to do. There's not many nades left on it. Look easy. Epsilon stuck behind the smoke, so they were just forced to push through it. They were forced to try and really brute force their pushing monster. Gets away with the AWP, and so we'll see if he can continue that form in mind at this point of the game. Starting to push up through A long, and really well done by Nukia to compound the... And even though Nukia did able to take him out, to be the one AK right now, the armor, so it's unlikely to get the first kill of the round, take the round win. These two AWPs have been a big factor. For a minute left, and LeftOut. Again, they will likely try and set up... Screen is going to go in first. He flashes through into a 3-on-3, but Fry's bomb site. Crucial. The bomb's still not recovered. In towards short. He doesn't have the time to smoke to give Crucial some cover. Both players are low, but Rider faction peaks a 5th round at the end of the... pretty well played B team involved in the action, kind of trying to force their way into the team trying to support him, and that just didn't work often enough. I mean, fair play on the frag count, but it definitely seems like his flashbangs are on point. What I want to know is what you've seen in a pro game, because I feel like it actually know what it is. Fuse kits bought by Radafaction miscommunicated on the LeftOut problem here. I guess we'll have to see if it comes on their CT side as advantage, and this has drawn a massive road, starting to move forwards, and Scream again comes on towards him. However, Epsilon are not looking decisive in their push right now. They're finally moving towards the site, but look at the stack. There's so many CTs here ready to stop them, and Epsilon are going to be mowed down. LeftOut to take that all-important pistol, and those two defuse kits don't even come into play because LeftOut stop Epsilon from getting anywhere near the bomb plant. Scream with the nade down mid, already doing a ton of damage. I think Scream is again wanting to make the difference. The MP5 coming through. Ooh, Scream actually loses his life there. Nukia was ready to assist. He's got the M4. He will be able to keep on going. Looking good for LeftOut to secure this round. Only one casualty in the process. However, again, we go straight into a gun round. This new economy system is very unforgiving for the CT side. And look at this buy into the first gun round. LeftOut get themselves only the two M4s. They're stuck with a couple of SMGs. Epsilon have the weaponry advantage. I guess the one thing LeftOut do have is a much better grasp of the nades. It's definitely a scary round, though, because if LeftOut lose this, their buy into the next one would not be optimal either. At this point of the game, if Epsilon win this round, they are heavy favourites to take it over the line. Get to see what their T side looks like, because Epsilon, again, looked solid on their CT half. But I always think that Overpass is more difficult to play on the T side. You need more practice, you need more team play to play on that T side. It's much more difficult to just work off individual picks on this map. It's still doable to work off the individual plays. I think that's kind of what we saw from LeftOut, right? We saw Scream trying to make individual plays, trying to give them the early advantages, and then they work off that. But you can already see, even with Scream on the team, it didn't really work that well for LeftOut. They only got a few round wins. Oh, Scream already gone from this one. Nukia trying to do what he can on the hold, and he's going to get a double, but it's still not really enough. The bomb site has been lost. And in a 3v3 post plant, Epsilon will be pretty happy with the position they've got themselves into. Bomb plant going down. That incendiary is going to force Epsilon to reposition. Crystal going for a really, really long flank. Considering he's got the MP9, that is a bit of a risk. Blame F removes Crystal from the round, but Radafaction gets a kill of his own, and still Blame F is making the difference. Radafaction not clearing the right corners, too many angles to check, and Epsilon do take that all-important gun round I was talking about. And again, LeftOut are going to be forcing up, but it's going to be a pretty similar buy to the previous rounds. They're only going to get 3 rifles. XMS and Scream don't even get SMGs. They are stuck with pistols. At this point, Epsilon will be liking their chances, and they might switch up the pace. We just saw quite a slow round from Epsilon, where they played pretty methodically. They tried to slowly work their way up towards the A site. This time, Epsilon much more together as a team at the start of the round. But it looks like they've decided to call off any early aggression. Does anyone know where the Vitality versus Valiance game is? I believe I was told that there was some personal issues for one of the teams, so I think that game has been delayed. I was getting told earlier that it might still be on, but I haven't had any updates yet. So if I get any more information, I'll let you know. But right now, I'm assuming that game has been postponed. Epsilon with a ton of utility to put towards this B-bomb site. Mollies are going to make it so they don't have to clear as many positions, but they're going to have to push through the smoke. XMS able to get a double kill, but Fry finds the crucial trade to open up the site. Molly goes towards short to give them a bit more time. Crystal going for the big flank, and that's an all-important kill because now the man on the site is kind of stuck. Fry having to work around the pillar. He gets the first, there's the second, and Nukia stuck behind the smoke towards short. Has to try and find two players. He's going to attempt to reposition over towards Monster, but Epsilon have to be aware this is a possibility. I believe it's DJL watching Monster with the MAC-10, which might be ill-advised, but Nukia has just so many positions to clear. He gets the first kill, but he doesn't know where Fry's playing from. Fry already on towards short in a very strong position. This nade could have done it, but it goes the wrong way. And Fry able to tap off the head of Nukia to give Epsilon a 5-round lead and to give Epsilon full control of this game. They are the ones with the money. They are the ones that are going to have the better buy. LeftOut are starting to look a little bit desperate at this point. They should be getting a gun round into the next one. But Epsilon are edging closer and closer to victory. Again, I will say I think Overpass is one of the more difficult maps to play with a stand-in. Just because it is much more reliant on the team play, on the setups that you have practiced. So having Crystal here obviously isn't going to help LeftOut. Surreal takes a dink, replies with a kill, actually replies with 2 kills. Radifaction and Crystal hit the floor. Scream also going to go for a fight of his own, hoping to find the player that already was dinked. But instead, he is met with a full health Blame F, who is able to deal with him. Again, XMS just sitting in the bathrooms, hoping that someone makes a mistake on the Epsilon side. And that will come through. The bomb is dropped. Not that it matters when you've only got a P250. Again, Crystal's still flashing people. He's got 46 enemies flashed, but it's not leading to round wins. LeftOut falling fairly far behind, but here we go. Radifaction is going to buy up the Org. He was a player that was using the Org before this recent patch came into place, where the Org got reduced in price. So I definitely expect him to be comfortable with this weapon. Blame F already getting the opening kill up against the Org at medium range, and yet without the scope, the AK still successful thanks to the one-shot headshot. LeftOut are trying to compete towards mid. That's a really risky game they're playing. I was going to say, they could easily be flanked from connector, so the CTs decide to fall back. But with this man disadvantage, you almost feel like they have to do something to get themselves back into this round. As it stands, LeftOut just have 2 players towards either site. They're going to go for this boost towards short, and that will give Scream some information, but is he going to get the kill? He should be able to. No! Surreal finds him from short. XMS not covering the position, and now XMS has got it all to do. He's going to try and anchor the site, but he's not successful in doing so. Nukia already rotating over, looking for a way back, hoping for a kill. However, it's not going to come through. Crucial takes his head off. And Epsilon are getting closer and closer to victory, just 2 rounds off at this point. Crystal just trying to sit in the bathrooms. Even if he is allowed to do so, does it really matter at this point? One M4 won't make a massive difference. LeftOut are still going to have a fairly bad buy. And it looks like Epsilon have probably done enough at this point. Again, Epsilon were underdogs heading into the day. There's obviously the caveat that LeftOut have had to play with a stand-in. But it's still an impressive performance from Epsilon. I think especially because it's been a team effort from them. Oftentimes when I watch this Epsilon team, it's Blame F really standing out and really having to hard carry them. But on this occasion, it's been the entire team stepping up. Nice boost for Crystal. I like the idea, but he's given away his position. Crucial, taking damage, and he's eventually dealt with. A nice little switch up to allow them to get the opening kill. I like that, because when you've got the one rifle, that's what you need to do. You need to get Crystal away to find the opening. And now that you've got the man advantage, you have a much better chance at trying to steal the round away. I mean, at this point, all you really need is one further frag from one of these players with the pistols, and then you're probably in an advantageous position. DJL close to falling. Scream only able to connect the one shot towards him. We see this boost for Crystal, but he just dropped off that position, and DJL heard all of it. Oh no, DJL thinks they've rotated up towards A. That's kind of true. Crystal has moved towards A with his M4, and XMS is also going to rotate off. LeftOut just giving away a little bit too much information. Their movement back towards the A site means that Radofaction has to try to solo hold B, and he's not even watching the right position. They're just going to walk through Monster and get onto the bomb site for free. That smoke should give the game up. Radofaction will realise it's going to be a B push, and he will even be able to spot DJL. However, he's going to stand in the flames and still not get the kill. DJL just sat back on short patiently, and the bomb will be planted with 6 seconds left on the clock. Nice mid-round call from Epsilon, and it probably will lead to them winning this round. There's no defuse kit, no nades. Not really anything for LeftOut to do on this retake. Crystal's going to try and force a fight with his M4. But with the time ticking down, I think Epsilon have got round 15 in the bag. Crystal at least putting out a little bit of damage. XMS was there to instantly recover the M4. But at this point, economic damage isn't really all that relevant, considering LeftOut are 8 rounds behind, and considering Epsilon are 1 away from the win. Who is this noob casting? I don't know, Dinko. I think this guy's better than whoever was doing it yesterday. I'm just kidding. That's Dinko, my casting partner, there in the chat. Don't worry, I'm not calling out random guys in the chat. That would just be rude. Crystal not taking much damage from those nades. I'd have thought he would be in a bit more trouble. Epsilon's 2 nades only do 6 damage on towards him. Pretty standard setup from LeftOut. They decide to put 2 players towards B, 2 towards A, and then Scream currently leaning towards the B site, but he will be the rotator, which makes sense. I think he's most of the firepower on this team. So having Scream rotate between the sites is a nice way to have him most involved in the action. But you can already see Scream has elected to rotate up towards A, and Epsilon were just trying to sell a fake. They're going to go back over towards the B side of the map. Still no commitment from Epsilon. Again, they're just going back up towards A now. They are rotating all over the place, but that could be to their success. Scream has been dragged all around the map. But we're 25 seconds, Epsilon finally have to commit to a bomb site, and they're going to commit in towards A, but Crystal up close, causing problems, causing issues as he gets the spray down. DJL looking for the trade, struggling to find this one. Eventually the kill comes in, but he's got 12 seconds to get the bomb to the site. There's no time. The bomb gets dropped, and that is the round over and done with. Fry will be the only man left alive for Epsilon, and he will be safe to save his gun. But at least LeftOut able to get a round win on the board. They still need 7 more, but I guess that's the start to the comeback if they want to pull this one off. Again, I was kind of pointing it out previously, but I'm just really impressed in how we're seeing everyone from Epsilon do their job. I think Surreal is definitely more of a supportive player naturally. Seems like he wants to be the man sort of helping the team, so it's fine to have him towards the bottom of the scoreboard. As for LeftOut, I don't think any of them are playing too badly on an individual basis. I mean, even Radafaction, who's towards the bottom of the scoreboard, has had 1 or 2 rounds where he's been able to make the difference. Obviously, he'd be hoping to do a little bit more than he's done, but I don't think any of them are playing terribly. It's just generally been the fact that Epsilon have always seemed to have the slight advantage. They've always kind of been one step ahead on the Epsilon side of things. Especially in that first half, Epsilon were always rotating just a second before LeftOut were pushing towards the site. And those slight differences can add up massively. Good nade from Surreal. Scream chunked down to 66 HP. I'm also kind of surprised we haven't seen more fights in towards B short. Generally, this is a hot point of action to try and gain control at the early stage of the round, but often the CTs have just been willing to give it over to their opponents. On this occasion, though, that won't be the case because Nukia is looking in towards short. Ooh, not able to land. Okay, he is able to land the shot. I was going to say, I got confused for a second there. For some reason, Auto Director decided to switch us onto Surreal just as he died. But it's Nukia's AWP to get the opening kill of the round. And Epsilon are going to commit to the B site where there are 4 CTs waiting for them. This will not be an easy site to crack. Nukia XMS. Oh, wow. That's a rip. Big rip on that round for Epsilon. Not much they can do there. Having to push a site 4v4 is almost never going to work for the Ts. Obviously, LeftOut have just got those crossfires set up. They've got the AWPs in position to be able to just find easy kills. And even with that round win, Epsilon can still get another buy on the board. Crucial gets the opening kill this time around. Crystal able to get the AWP back. Radafaction forced to reposition. In fact, Radafaction's going to peek through A long, but Blame F waiting for him. He didn't expect the T to be so far forwards. Blame F still with a smoke in his hand, so Scream is able to trade. But it's still not really enough for LeftOut. They are still a man behind. And look at the Ts. They're moving back towards B. XMS currently the only man here, but he's called for the rotation. The AWP trying to spot the cross to the site. The incendiary will slow things down further, and Crystal's going to push forwards. Crystal trying to make the difference, but he misses the first shot. Push comes in towards him, and Crystal nearly lines them up, eventually lands the shot, but it's not going to be enough. Epsilon able to move back towards B and take the victory here. 16-9 in the end. A little bit of an upset, but again, there was the stand-in situation for LeftOut. It wasn't completely out of the question that Epsilon could take this one. And again, a really good team effort from Epsilon. I'm happy to see all of them start to show up, especially Crucial and Fry, who are leading the scoreboard here. Obviously, Blame F is going to be their most consistent standout player, but they all managed to do their bit today, and that's what brought them to victory. Well, thank you guys for watching. Unfortunately, Valiance versus Vitality has been postponed to next week, so it's only the one game for today, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to follow this channel, and if you enjoyed the casting, you can always follow me on Twitter at Hawker_CS. And other than that, thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next time.